Okay, I believe we're in the close to the end. It's a security session. Frank and I had a quick discussion about people leaving because it's a security session, but I hope we will be almost complete. So today I'm talking about unicorns, Pokemon, and security education with flags. I hope it will be a bit more, I would say, interactive to keep you alive until the evening. And the plan for my 30 minutes is quite packed, so I hope I will do everything. This is me, Philip Engelmartin. I'm the security testing service owner at SAP. Besides that, I'm working as security evangelist, capture the flag mentor. I'm as well a firefighter, and doing much more stuff than this, but that's not so interesting. You can see a bug over here, and to demonstrate why we're doing what we're doing and what I explained in my session, have an eye on these guys and count them, please. Okay, why am I doing this today? It's kind of easy to explain. You see that. This is the trash bin in our office. I had to do some pixels over there, and when you have a closer look, I'm not sure if you have good eyes, you can see that there is something written on a paper, and there's a photo much closer to it, and I hope you can read it. So it's written down administrator password, and when you just switch the paper, you found both credentials on it. This was in our usual paper bin. So I took it, of course. I took it with me and brought it to the secure paper disposal, removed it, so I brought it in very small pieces. Yeah, this is not how it should be, right? Because we shouldn't have passwords and credentials written on a paper in a public disposal. Not a good idea. Okay, second story. I've been to Denmark 2 years ago, I believe, and I rented a house. I was there, it was kind of nice, and then I received a questionnaire. And the questionnaire was looking like this, and if you look carefully at the URL, you can see two numbers. There's a contract ID, and there's a token. 5 digits. Right? Yeah, 5 digits. Okay, so as the usual security guy, what are you doing with such numbers? You increase or you decrease them by accident, of course. So that looks like this, and if you look carefully, and maybe you found the bug, maybe not, you see that there's a name changing. It's no longer me, it's now Alexander. I don't know who Alexander is, but I just decreased it by 1. So it was not even that hard. Decreasing by 2 would be probably almost the same. So at the end, I'm not sure if this is really complaint or if this is compliant. That's about you. Okay, by the way, do you know the Backstreet Boys? If not, you should listen to them. The third example. This is a tool, an online tool, to book appointments, to renew your driver's license. I'm a firefighter, I'm allowed to drive trucks, and when you're allowed to drive trucks, you have to renew a driver's license every 5 years. To do so, you can go to an online portal and book an appointment. So you put in your first name, last name, email address, and so on. Then you can see a nice calendar, so I did it on the 2nd of July, and I booked an appointment, and then I received such a nice email. Dear ladies and gentlemen, your appointment was reserved for you. It's on the 2nd of July, blah, blah, blah. Bring your passport, bring your picture. By the way, I had to go to them twice because my picture was not actual enough. It was almost 5 months old, and I was kind of looking old after that, so it was refused, and I had to bring another one. Then I had to bring my driver's license, blah, blah, and there's another link in there. And it's written there, if you are not able to participate in your appointment, please delete your appointment with this link. Yeah, that's kind of nice, or not? Because you can see the 2nd of July 2019, 9 o'clock in the morning, and there's an ID for the category of your appointment, right? So at the end, yeah. Okay, so Why I'm telling you that? Security is important, and security is an important topic to all of us. If you're a developer or not, if you are working in marketing, facility management, it's important for all of us to protect yourself, your data, your customers' data, your private data, everything. This is a topic which is really, really, really important. But usually, the security trainings, how to say that, are not that motivating. You do have e-learnings, you do have courses where someone's standing in front of you talking about weird stories about driver licenses, holidays in Denmark, and so on and so on. And SAP, we really like our employees, and we really like that they are motivated and engaged. So in SAP, we developed a methodology to do security training with playing a game. This game is called Capture the Flag, and it's originally known as a traditional outdoor game where these pathfinders fought against each other, where they had to capture the flag from the opponent's team and bring them to their own base. There were also computer games, and some of you might know this, for shooters like Call of, you know what I mean. So in cybersecurity, a CTF, Capture the Flag, is a cybersecurity competition where you do challenges with more or less security relations, and at the end you gain points with validating a so-called flag, which is a string, which is hidden in the challenge itself. There are two main styles of CTFs, Jeopardy and Attack Defense. Jeopardy is to be played on one single platform, where everyone is playing on this single platform with the very same challenges, with the very same flags they can gain, and they play against each other, against the very same target. In SAP, we developed our own CTF approach, where we brought up one central platform as meant. We developed hundreds of challenges. I believe we are now at roughly 300 plus. And we've grown a community of mentors. I'm a CTF mentor as well. And we are supporting our participants while playing CTF. Means we are bringing them back to the right path if they're stuck. And we are there to manage the level of frustration. Because this is the the most important part of playing a CTF or as a mentor, to keep them in their very special frustration level. Some people must be very, very, very frustrated to be motivated. Some of them not. And it's our task to steer them within these frustration levels. There's a picture. This is how it looks like for us. This is our very own platform. It's based on Unity 3D. You see some dashboard on the left, some tasks on the right. This is just an example, and as an SAP employee, you should have seen this. If not, come to me afterwards, we need to talk. Okay, someone's taking photos. But we're not only doing Jeopardy CTF, we're also doing Attack Defense CTF. This is brand new. We developed it for a year right now in our free time, more or less. And in an Attack Defense CTF, we do have the opportunity not only to raise the security awareness, to make people aware that security is important, that they should not print out their credentials and put them below the keyboard, that we do not use 5-digit counters to protect some questionnaires. No, we do have the possibility to immerse the security knowledge, and this is targeted to DevOps, more or less, because you have to have your own machine, you have to maintain your own machine with different services and applications. You are fighting against each other, so you need to analyze your own application. You need to understand where the vulnerabilities are, how they look like, how to protect your application, and how you can exploit the other machines. So this is the more or less idea of an attack defense. We at SAP had the understanding that this is kind of useful, yeah, because attacking makes sense in some parts, but only attacking might lead people to the wrong direction, because we at SAP want to share the white hat mindset. Means we are the good ones, we want to play the rules, we want to follow the rules, and we want to be supportive to everyone instead of just attacking for their own sake, right? So we implemented so-called blue team mode, or blue mode, which means that we do have a central attacking server attacking all our participants' machines automatically, and their only thing to do is to protect them. This is kind of funny because people are getting nervous quite fast. We implemented an own platform for that. Sorry, this is not SAP UI. So sorry to disappoint you that we are not leveraging our UI technology here. This is for several reasons. But you can see in the upper right corner, there we do have notifications over there, and we do have several rounds. It's 25 rounds in this game. You see that my team lost 1,300, or had 1,300 points left, which is not too bad. I lost 25, or the team lost 25 flags. My weakest service was a pilot service, and you can see that there are no notifications left. Usually this rings per lost flag means we are attacking this once a round, means every minute you get a notification that you're under fire and that you need to fix vulnerabilities. This is a demo. We did it just for testing purposes. Usually in a real competition we do have roughly 5 to 7 services. Means you have to investigate 5 to 7 services, secure them, understand why they're not working, keep them up and running because we punish you if you're not secure them. If you bring them down, we punish you. And at the end, you end up with roughly 100, 120, 200 notifications. Of course, there's a sound implemented, which is kind of annoying. So it's really to put pressure on you. To make everyone able to participate in that, we implemented a web interface to our machine. So you connect via a web terminal to the machine. You enter your machine. Every service is based on Docker, means you have to deal with Docker as well. You need to fix the vulnerability on the Docker server, so in the Docker container first, to make sure that you really fixed it. Then you can go back, fix the original source code, redeploy the image, and then you're good. So that's the basic idea. Everything is running in a browser. So far, so good. This is what SAP is doing. We had some workshops in SAP with internal participants. We also conducted external workshops to make some students security aware, to teach them basic security fundamentals. This was a testimonial of one of our colleagues from Berlin. We did Jeopardy CTL with them to make them a bit more security aware and teach them security fundamentals, really fundamentals. What we did since 2016 is workshops with roughly 400 plus participants. We had more than 14,000 participants since 2016 in our online platform. We've grown an offensive community with more than 800. I checked it yesterday. I hope it's still current. So 804 members worldwide. And we do have 22 mentors supporting all of these participants. So 22 mentors supported roughly 14,000 participants since 2016. We did some external workshops with a kit and during CeBIT, which is, I believe, no longer there. Hopefully not our fault. But what is the key message of my session today? Educate, educate, educate. I wanted to demonstrate how we are doing security education at SAP. That we found a way to motivate our employees and our colleagues to do security trainings with simply play, and how to bring this in a direct connection with fun. Because when you are demotivated from the very beginning that security is boring, security doesn't make fun, you will never do it and you will never understand why is it important. So, we have, of course, some best practices and some learnings from our CTS and from the methodology we conducted since 2016. Means, when you, and I really ask you to do so, and to try it out, plan and conduct a CTF. Develop a very, very strong storyline for that. Think about a storyline like, this is our office, and imagine you are a hacker, you want to break in, and you need to figure out why the beer is so cold or so warm, for example. If you're a brewery, that makes sense, otherwise probably not, but develop a strong storyline to keep participants attracted to your CTF. Because at the very beginning, in the first edition of it, people might not be attracted by the name CTF itself, and they might not understand the concept at the very first beginning. So, develop a strong storyline. Don't do gamification only for the sake of it. Imagine you do have, with the CTF, a very, very brilliant tool to educate people. You are able to teach them why they're having fun, why they really enjoy security, why they combine the security topic with fun in their brain, and they're eager to learn more. And then the next year you come up with a completely different challenge, because the challenge looked like a nail and your CTF looks like a hammer. But unfortunately, it is not a nail, it is a screw or so. And you try to hit it very hard with a hammer and it will not work. You will lose all your participants from the last year, you will lose future participants, and you can't stop this project immediately because it will never bring any value anymore. So bring gamification, bring the CTF into it when it makes sense, but don't do it just for the sake of doing it. Grow a community. This is very important. You need to have a community which is supporting your CTF. You need to have a community which is contributing challenges, which is supporting others. And while you're growing a community to do the CTF, you're growing a community with security experts in your company, just besides to it, without any additional efforts. And within now 3 years in SAP, we've grown a community of 804 security enthusiasts, security experts, nerds, just really interested people that are very good in very precise topics. We never had educational material before, but now these guys are creating challenges, and with that we are able to educate others in that particular niche. So that's very, very important. Manage, and that's what I meant before, the frustration level properly. That doesn't mean make it easy. That doesn't mean tell them how to do it. That doesn't mean make them so hard that nobody's able to solve it. There's a nice story that once I created a challenge about a maze. You had to solve a maze. The maze was kind of big, and there was only one proper solution for that, because you need to find the shortest path with a unique path, and so on and so on. And there's a colleague in France who's trying to solve this challenge since 2017. So whenever we meet, he's kind of annoyed, let me say it that way, about this challenge, but he's still eager to solve this. So he's still working on that. This is not really a security-related challenge, but it's more about how to deal with the programming language, how to do several things like interpreting this image, finding out the shortest path, and so on and so on, because there are several algorithms for that. And he learned a lot since then. Unfortunately, not how to solve this, but maybe later. And incentive your highly engaged participants. Create prizes for a CTF. Give them certifications or the possibility to do certifications like the OSCP. Incentive them, because when you have highly engaged participants in your community, these ones will drive this topic without any additional efforts from your end, just because they are allowed to, because you empower them, and they get something out of it. So these are our major key learnings from that. There are some resources, like CTFD, which is an open source platform for CTFs. It's not like ours with a 3D environment and not that nice looking, but it's very, very well done, and I believe very good point to start your very own CTF. There's the Facebook CTF platform, FB CTF. It looks like a map, like a world map. You can attack other countries. This is more like a cyber warfare scenario. It's a Jeopardy CTF as well. Well done. Hard to deploy, hard to operate, hard to maintain. CTFD is my proposal to you. And there are hosted services, of course, like Hack the Box, which are virtual machines where you're able to do actual penetration testing. It's much more than a CTF. You are able to use real vulnerabilities. You are able to use tools like Metasploit, for example, to try this out. And there's the second one, GroupMe, as well, very, very famous. Good. In security, we do not say thank you, we say try harder. So with that, I'd like to thank you for your attention. How many bugs have we had in our slides? 3? Here's one with 3. 4? 3?
Only the colored ones or the one with the screenshot as well?
All bugs.
All bugs, oh, okay.
All bugs.
So the black and white one with the screenshot as well?
How about typos?
That's 4.
Typos are no bugs, they are typos.
Typo can be a bug?
No, it's not a bug. In that case, it's not a bug. So we had 5. So the idea behind this is to show that gamification can easily lead to more attention or can distract attention, right? So it can also distract people from the usual session. They are just keen to know, oh, where are the bugs, where are the bugs, where are the typos. So be careful while doing this. Do not distract people with too much gamification. Keep this in an appropriate level, and then they will learn, they will have fun, and they will ask you to do it the next year again. Thanks for your attention, much appreciated. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
I have one question.
Great talk.
Yeah, I have one question.
Philip, are you available for a security jam in the first quarter? In the first quarter of next year or any time? I mean, are you available to come to Hamburg to play this game one day with this community? Okay. Thank you.
How do you find the right frustration level for everyone?
It's kind of an experience. So when you know people from time to time, you get to know them. You figure out if they are at the very right frustration level because they proceed, or if they stop doing what they're doing and switching over to another challenge, or doing completely other things, right? So when we do have on-site workshops, it's kind of easy because you directly see it in their eyes. You see them doing the task, doing the challenge, and then you see that they are stuck at the very beginning of a challenge, and you let them run. And if you go back and they are stuck after 20, 30, 40 minutes, still the very same page, and you see them browsing, like, I don't know, the latest news or whatsoever, they are way too frustrated because they are then distracted and they're going away to read news or to do whatever. So this is one indication to understand that they are too frustrated.
Or maybe disinterested?
Yeah, usually not. Usually they are not disinterested to that topic, because otherwise they are allowed to stand up and leave, right? So we haven't had really people leaving in the session. Once people left but came back because they was kind of like stuck to that, and they really wanted to know what the solution is. And yeah, the trick is somehow to get an idea if they are really proceeding, if you need to put them back on the right path, or if they just stuck and ran against the wall again and again and again and again. And at some point in time, you need to understand that this is not fun anymore. And yeah, this is kind of an evolving process within the workshop. If we're doing this remote via Slack or Skype or so, it's a bit harder. Then I usually ask them what they've tried so far, what they believe that the challenge is about, and how long they are doing this already. So if they tried 10 different approaches since, I don't know, 3-4 hours, I give them a hint. If they are doing this for 2 minutes, tried nothing except throwing tools against it, I let them do. Because only throwing tools against a web page will not bring any value, usually. So that's some mechanisms of that.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.